Hello and welcome to Vlogmas 2023. In this video I'm going to share with you my plans for Vlogmas and my first advent calendar. So I have two advent calendars and I'll share them both with you. If you've been watching my podcast, you probably know about them because I have talked about them when they arrive, but I'm going to show them to you in a minute. This is the first Vlogmas video. I am actually cheating a little bit and I'm filming this a few days earlier because I wanted to go up on the 2nd of December. So I've decided for Vlogmas to try and stick to what I did for Vlogtober in October, where I posted videos on Tuesday, Thursday and Saturdays. So my Tuesday and Saturday videos were vlogs, and my Thursday videos in October was a podcast. I don't know if I'm going to do that for December, whether it's all going to be Vlogmas videos. I'm not quite sure. We'll see how the month pans out. There may be one or two podcasts. It just depends on how it works out. December tends to get quite busy. We are going away this year. We're going to Norway for Christmas, and we're not going until we're going 3 weeks today, actually. 3 weeks tomorrow we're going, the day I'm filming this. So I'm actually filming this a few days early because I'm cheating a little bit. Here, my name is Anniken. I design knitting patterns. I teach knitting workshops online and in person, and I sell yarn through my website YarnAddict.co.uk. You can find the links to everything I'm going to talk about below this video, and I'll put all my Vlogmas videos in a playlist, and I do have a playlist for Vlogmas last year and Vlogmas 2021. So if you want to look at that, I will link those playlists below this video. I'll also put all my social media links below, so if you don't follow me on Instagram, Twitter, please do. I'm also on TikTok, although I don't post a lot on TikTok, and I'm also on Threads. I'm still getting used to using Threads and remembering it, and I have a Facebook group called Love of Lace Knitting. So let's start by opening my advent calendar. I have two advent calendars. The first one, we'll do this one first because it happens to be on top. So that is the Yarn Unique advent calendar. Comes in a lovely box. It arrived last week, I think it was. So I'm filming this on Monday, 27th of November. So I'm cheating a little bit just because I got a really busy week this week and I just want to get a head start. So that's what the Yarn Unique advent calendar looks like. I have actually gone through and sorted them because I think they had been sorted, but obviously things move a bit in postage. So I've kind of sorted them so that it shouldn't take me too long to find the appropriate parcel for each day. So they're like in a rough order. So they come in little parcels like this. I ordered the DK one. I think it's, I can't remember, this merino nylon or just pure merino. I've forgotten. But it's a DK and the theme is neon. Oh, that's bright. So it's neon, definitely neon. Bright green with a little bit of Christmassy pink red on the end. I'm actually thinking about doing my, let me just move some stuff here. I'm thinking about doing my poinsettia blanket. I know a couple of people have commented saying they're getting DK advent calendars and they'd like to do this pattern, which is why I'm actually opening this a little bit earlier. So I'm going to wind this up. I don't know how many meters are in here. I need to check all the details again. But I'm going to wind this up and knit one of the squares. Poinsettia is created out of 24 squares. So this is my advent calendar from Botanical Yarns for last year. I'm not going to hold the whole thing up, but I have another video on this, so I'll link that below. I also talked about it quite a lot in my last podcast. No, it'll be last week's podcast episode 92, I think it is. I'll link it below. and I'll also link the pattern below. It's available on Ravelry and Payhip. So I knitted this in sock yarn, and I'm thinking about doing it. I'm going to knit up the first one and see what it looks like. I don't know, obviously this is like semi-solid. I don't know how variegated this is going to be. If it's very variegated, it may not look very good in the lace. I'm not sure, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to wind this and see how big a square I can knit with 20 grams. So I'm gonna wind that up later and knit it up, and then just let's have a look at the Truly Hooked advent calendar, which looks like that. Very cool, bright, very cool silver kind of holographic, is that what it's called, box. That's from Truly Hooked. This is sock yarn, and the theme for this one, I guess, is this. So celebration. So the theme is all things bright and beautiful, celebration of all the vibrant and beautiful colors that the world around us has to offer. And it did come with quite a few little sweets, little like selection type chocolates and stuff, which I have eaten all of those. So, and then I actually took all of them out and like put them in order, so it just make it easier to find what I'm looking for. I don't know where I'm starting. Oh, there we go. So that's the first one. So this is sock yarn, 20 grams. I think it's merino nylon sock yarn. Oh, that's pretty. So this I know is a fade, and apparently it goes fade for 24 days and then the end fades into the beginning. Slightly variegated, tiny, a few little bit of speckles on there. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I'm thinking a shawl, because shawls are quite popular for advent calendars. Problem is, a shawl with 20 gram skeins, that's 480 grams, that's quite a big shawl, which is why I wasn't sure about doing that. So I don't know yet what I'm going to do with that, but we will see. I'm actually going to pop this back into the bag, because I'm not going to do this one straight away. I'm going to be good and put it back into the bag, so that when I do come to knit with it, I know which order it's in. So that is the Truly Hooked advent calendar, and I probably won't do anything with that till the new year, but I'm going to go unwind this one and see how this knits up in poinsettia. So I'm cheating a bit for this first episode, because we've done a couple of Christmassy things in November. So I'm going to include that in this episode, one of them. Last 2 weekends, we've gone to National Trust properties. We've had a National Trust membership for the last year. It expires at the end of December, and we're not planning to renew it for next year. So last weekend, we went to a property in Devon called Cullerton Fishacre. It's on the South Devon coast, kind of near Dartmouth. It's the other side of the river to Dartmouth. Near Brixham, I think, between Brixham and Dartmouth, I think it is. Not that familiar with that part of the Devon coast. And we've been there loads of times before. We went there last year for Christmas, and then we went again in the spring. The Christmas decorations this year were completely different from last year, and they had like this illuminations type thing, which was quite interesting, very different from last year. And one thing we haven't done before, they have a really big garden, or garden, I think it is, that goes down to the coast. It is quite steep, and when we went last Christmas, we didn't walk down, and when we went last spring, it was really foggy, so we went through some of the upper part of the garden, but we didn't go down to the coast. This time we walked all the way down to the coast, and the garden is beautiful, and I have filmed a bit from the garden, a bit from the house, and I'm going to leave you with that now, and then I'll come back after that and show you day 2 of my advent calendars and what I knitted with day 1. So don't go away, come back and watch this. I think it's only a couple of minutes. Okay, so I just wanted to show you what I knitted with day 1 of the Yarn Unique advent calendar. So I've decided to try and knit my poinsettia pattern, and this is partly why I cheated and started opening my advent calendar earlier, because I've had a few people comment saying they're getting a DK advent calendar and they want to knit poinsettia. So I'm gonna see if I can add it to the pattern and update it tomorrow, probably. No, Thursday. So by the time this video go out, I will have updated the pattern. But I decided to use my Yarn Unique advent calendar, which is DK, to knit my poinsettia. So I used DK, 20 grams. I don't know how many meters it is, but 20 grams. I used 4.5 millimeter needles, which is, let me just check what that's in US size quickly. Okay, I have a conversion thing on stuck up there, needle size conversion. So 4.5 millimeter UK size needles is, or European size needles, is US size 7. It'll be in the pattern. So I knitted it up. Now the first day of the Yarn Unique is bright. It's a neon advent calendar. It's a really bright green, but it does have these red speckles, which speckles and variegated yarns will obscure a lace pattern a little bit. So I'm not 100% sure how happy I am with this, but I appreciate it as part of an advent calendar, so I'm willing to give it a go. I did chart A and 1 repeat of chart B. For the main poinsettia pattern, which was knitted in 4 ply, 20 grams, I did 2 repeats of chart B. So only 1 repeat for this. But this, and then I did on the 4 ply version after chart B, I did, I think, about 6 rounds of garter stitch. On this one, I purled the last round of chart B instead of knitting it. Then I did 1 knit round, 1 purl round. So I did a few rounds basically. But it is actually, I blocked it, and it does actually block out to roughly the same size. You see that? So even though I've done few repeats, it blocks out to roughly the same size. I thought it would be slightly smaller actually, so I'm quite pleased with that. So I'm going to update the pattern, so by the time this video goes out, the pattern has been updated. So if you want to knit the poinsettia pattern and you have a DK yarn, I will just add that information into the pattern so you know what to aim for. I used almost all the yarn. I have a tiny bit left. I think I weighed this. Hang on. I got scales here. Let's weigh it again because I can't remember how much it weighed. Let's just weigh it again here. Okay, so I used 19.5 grams. So I did use nearly the full 20 gram skein. So if your tension varies a bit, you may have to be careful. What I would recommend is when you're working through chart B is to just weigh the yarn at the start of a round, weigh it at the end of the round, make a note of how much you used, knit the next round, weigh it again and make a note of how much more you used, and do that a few times, and then help you to decide when to cast off. So yeah, very happy with that. Let's open day 2 of my advent calendars. So let's go for Yarn Unique first. So that's number 2 for Yarn Unique. Oh, it's another bright one. I don't know whether this one is going to be a fade advent calendar or not. Okay, that's interesting. That to me looks very similar to that one, doesn't it? Let's have a look. Yeah, I think the green is very similar. That is more pink than red. But the green may be slightly lighter, but that is more pink than red. This is more red, I think. So I wasn't expecting them to be that similar, to be quite honest, but I like it. I don't know whether we're doing a fade or I guess we probably are from what's come so far. We'll see. You'll find that in the next Vlogmas video, because today I'm only going to show you day 1 and 2. Okay, let's open the Truly Hooked advent calendar, day 2. These I am keeping in the bag. because I'm not going to nip with them yet, so I've got to be a bit careful not to rip the bag. This one is a fade. Oh, that's interesting. Let me just get out day one and show you. I'm not going to do this every day. I put day one back in the bag. I may actually, with my Botanical Yarns advent calendar, after I'd opened it last year, I actually put it on a string in the correct order, then actually hung it up on my wall. I might do that with these, because then it's a bit easier to see the progression rather than keep getting the bags out every day. But that is day 2 of Truly Hooked. This is the stock yarn version. This is a fade, and the end of the fade fades into the beginning apparently. So that's day 1 and day 2. So they're both a bit variegated, a bit speckled. So I really like those. So let me just put them back in the correct bags. I want to keep them in the correct bags because I'm not knitting with them yet. I'm worried that by the time I get to knit with them, they'll be all muddled up. And I don't know what I'm doing with them yet, but I may want to knit them in the correct order. So I'm going to put those back in the box in a minute. So that is Advent calendars for this episode. That is it for episode 1 of Vlogmas. The next episode will be on Tuesday, and I will hopefully be able to film some of the stuff we get up to this weekend. We've got quite a lot of plans this weekend, so I will hopefully be able to share some of that with you on Tuesday, and what I've been knitting and things like that, and obviously day 3 and 4 and 5 of the advent calendars, and hopefully I will have knitted up at least one more of these, maybe a couple. We'll see. I'm going to try and knit one daily. I don't know if I'll have time to do that, to be quite honest. Over the next few days I need to prioritize some stuff for workshops for next week and the following week, and then once I've done those I can try and do one of these daily. I think this one, I don't think it took me much more than an hour to knit, because obviously I've knitted a whole blanket in this pattern, so I've got the pattern memorized. So it didn't take much thinking to actually do it. So I will link the poinsettia pattern below. Oh, one more thing I want to say is I actually have 25% off all my patterns in December. So until the end of December 2023, you can get 25% off all my patterns from both Payhip and Ravelry. At the time of filming this, I haven't decided what the code is going to be yet, so I will leave all those details below, including a link to both Payhip and Ravelry. So if you haven't got poinsettia pattern yet and you fancy getting it, or you fancy getting my fantasy brioche pattern for your advent calendar, or just for your yarn in general, or any of my other patterns, then you can get that at 25% off now. So I will leave those links below. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.